dear Lord, I ask that you watch over this meeting today, help us make the best decisions for our community and our school. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, agenda item number 4 is the consent agenda, items A through I. Does anybody have any questions on those?
Motion to approve the consent items. A through I.
Second?
Voting is now open. Ms. Winnie Junior?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Blumhour?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Kappas?
Yes.
Mr. Jason Hood?
Yes.
Agenda item number 5, report on revenue collections.
You notice last year, again, each month we continue to stay above last year, which is a really good sign and good thing. It's kind of tricky from now through February, theoretically, of when we get our reimbursements throughout the year. And we've got a couple of them, I think we've got 7, 2 nights ago overnight, which are not indicated on here, but so that our numbers are better than that, but it's the timing part of it. Our next big allocation will be the Red Bud funding, and that is the fund that tries to equal out the building fund part of it. You know, the general fund is equalized by the state formula. The building fund hopefully is in equal terms due to the Red Bud allocation that the legislators passed a few years ago, and for schools like Inola currently that don't have a lot of industry-driven ad valorem, the Red Bud Fund helps eliminate that or equal that out. And so that will be a nice allocation that we get. We usually get one. It's literally been, sometimes it's on Christmas Day, so it's truly, but anyway, right around Christmas, and then we will get our second one. It was supposed to be in February, last year was in May, but those are the two things that will help offset the building fund. And then of course the third fund is a sinking fund, which is controlled kind of by our millage rate and not relevant to this part. So that's the account part. I am waiting, G and I thought we had this morning, we are waiting from our county assessor. I talked a little bit last month about with our net assessed valuation changing, because Sofidale's coming on the books in 26, that will drastically change our net assessed valuation, which in turn will change our bonding capacity in a very good way. It will not change our general stuff because we're still going to be on the formula. And I know I keep talking about that, but until we get off the formula, that's our next big step. That's the game changer at that point. And Sofidale in and of itself in phase 1 won't. Now there is a lot of, phase 2 is expansion. It's the city council, I think, is going to vote on these in the next few, is it next week? In the next few days or weeks coming up. There's that tip part, but that is phase 2. That is nothing to do with phase 1 currently. They come on the books as phase 1. Even if this TIF for the second part comes on, it does not positively or negatively impact phase 1, which is up and going. And then, of course, the talk of the other things potentially coming. It would take phase 1 and a second to get us off the formula. And then anything third, fourth down the road is totally different. So, I want to talk about that. Taher, I think it's probably Hillary, but this is the year that our child nutrition, that the lunch, we have that third party, an outside company, they're up for bid. And so this is, I guess it's a state, and they're all contacting us wanting to put bids in, which is a good thing. One year really had 2 companies. We've met with a few, we've got a few more after the first of the year. We will try to have, we'll review all that stuff, and I'd like to have a decision right around spring break to get things ready to go over the summer if we were to change. But Taher, who is our current vendor, and they're the ones that provide the snacks every week or every month at board meeting, and then once next in December or January, it's Board Appreciation Month. They are going to feed you guys lunch at 11:30. So next meeting, January 9th at 11:30, we will have They will be providing lunch for you guys, and if all 5 are able to be here, that's when Miss Courtney and our photography will take a board picture and a picture for the wall. So if you're not able to be here January 9th, we need to move that back to when everybody can be here, but that's the plan right now. Questions have been asked, I'm sure you've been asked. I'm planning with the bond. We are reevaluating everything. I have talked to several people, community, pro, anti, talking about what it looks like. I do know that starting in 26, the dates available for a vote are much more limited. They have been up to now. We could call an election about any month. If we wanted to push the gas pedal and do it as soon, it would be April. If not, it's June, and there's 4 dates that we could do. And so, but, you know, and previous to that date would be a 60-day that the board would approve the proposition. So I'm gonna spend Christmas break and the month of January going through all this information and trying to come up with something if and when what we're gonna do. And so everything is on the table, and I know we're in and out of internet. Swope, are we up right now? We are up, so everybody listening, I still would love conversations, emails, visits, and I've had some this time, and I appreciate that. I haven't got back to all of them, but I have reading them and forming in my file, so those have been good conversations. And I think the rest will come in a few minutes.
Okay, agenda item number 6, principals report.
Okay. I have my STEM kids here. They won a lot of money recently, and the Mid-America Cup, but Coach Dixon's gonna talk to you guys more about that. So anyway, but I was also gonna say that we did have a state champion in esports this week, Hayden Bell. And next week we have the Froshmore academic team. They're hosting a competition at the school next week. So pretty exciting, but anyway, Mr. Dixon.
Thank you. I'm one of our big STEM kids.
Yeah.
You guys come on up here. We have been a part of a competition that is related to the Loves Cup. I don't know if you know what the Loves Cup is. Loves Cup's a big college contest put on by I2E. And those kids basically come up with a product that they have to pitch. It's kind of like a fancy Shark Tank. And they can win up to $40,000 for themselves, not just scholarship money for school, but $40,000 cash. So 3 years ago, I2E and Mid-America decided to try this, jump in that pool for high school kids. We've been in it all 3 years. All 3 years we have won something. We've won a total of $11,000 for the kids. That's a lot of cash. And a little bit for me too. So I'm really excited. The first year we did it, we developed my biggest part of this, because I run the STEM lab, is I wanted them to engineer a product. I'm not going to show you how this works because it may hurt somebody. But they designed basically what was called the Longhorn Lock, and there was a school shut down. They could put this on the door and no one would be able to open the door. They were thinking of basically putting this in a small case, and if there was a lockdown, they could easily put this on a door so it couldn't be pulled open from the outside. It did break. It's pretty neat when it's extended and displayed, but it's semi-dangerous. So I failed those kids the first year because I didn't care about the business plan, and so we did not do very well. In fact, I think we came in second to last out of about 9 schools. There was 15 schools in it this year. A total, I think, of 9 programs. 6 dropped out because it was so competitive. Last year we won the whole thing. I think they won $7,000 last year, the kids did. In fact, we won every category except one, and we tied for first place in that one. This group, we had three groups. One group, Evan, go ahead, or Ethan, go ahead and introduce your group.
I'm with Good Tuner. I am Ethan Riddell. We have
They came up with an app product that basically converts specific keys into other keys for band kids. Phenomenal idea. They had to do research on it, do business, a huge 20-page business plan that they had to do, and then come up with a presentation. They also had to do a 90-second, what they call an elevator pitch. Basically, they step in front and Elon Musk walks into an elevator and you have 90 seconds to basically pitch the product. So there's 3 categories that they can win money in. The second group was Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Let me show you that one. Pac-Man, and I'm gonna have Matthews Jack did a phenomenal job with the 90-second pitch on this, and so he's gonna do his 90-second pitch for you guys as soon as I stop talking. But this basically, a cop came to me and said, look, it's so hot in our uniforms all summer long. Is there any way you can develop something that would cool us down while we're sitting in a car or at a stop or something like this? And so that they grabbed a hold of that idea and called it personal air conditioning. And it's basically an extendable tube that you can turn on, put it down your flak jacket or your vest, and turn it on and put it on the AC. They didn't quite get the development of it, but they did a really phenomenal job. In fact, they even engineered the piece that allows you to streamline the air a little bit. Really good idea. They came in second place overall. So their business plan, their pitch, and their presentation was really good. I think they were pretty close to winning it. I was really, really proud of that group. And then my third group won the best presentation. Go ahead. Introduce yourselves, please.
My name is Sadie Ferguson.
I'm Riley Barnes. And I'm Haley Eddy.
And we're showermate. We created the showermate.
So it's a phenomenal opportunity for kids. I can't develop a curriculum as good as this competition was. They've been at it since August, and it culminated itself in November, right before Thanksgiving. They did a big awards banquet on just after we came back from break, and each of them got a pretty good check for. That's not common that you go to school, get grades, and get money. And so they got that opportunity. I'm going to have Sadie talk to you just a little bit about what it meant to her as a student to be in this kind of competition.
Yeah, so this was, honestly, it was such a cool experience. I was talking to a few of my friends the other day that are in like a normal STEM class, and they memorize stuff, and I feel like I've learned so many qualities that like you can't really like teach in a curriculum. Not hating on any of the other science classes, but genuinely, it's been less of a memorization and more of like just learning the experience. Like he said, we had to create a business plan, and that was really in depth and like really complicated. And when you think about the way that like things work, it required us to think a little deeper. And personally, I want to go into like finance later in my life, and so it really helped me to like break down money and like cost and product markup and things like that. And I public speak a lot already, but creating a 90-second pitch where you only have 90 seconds to hook somebody on something that's like you want them to buy from you because you've worked so hard on it. There were just so many things throughout this competition that like it taught us great like life skills. So that's what this competition actually.
Sadie, Riley Haley's idea was shower caddy. There was 2 male judges and 1 female judge, and they basically had a shower caddy that when you walked into the shower, you could open it up and hung in the shower, and you could pull it back up and take it with you. And the guys were going, and the lady judge was like, and so I think she convinced the other ones that that was a good product. They did a really good job. They had to do a ton of research, not only just product research, but competition research, and those 21st century skills that you're wanting kids to walk out of high school with, collaboration, working through problems. I think this competition, hits on all those things. So we want to appreciate you for allowing that STEM lab to get in there. It's gone to good use, and it's made some money also, and we're doing really good things in there. We'd love for you guys to come by and see some of them. And I'm gonna have Jack do his 90-second pitch, and then we'll get out of here, middle schoolers. I'm sorry we're taking so long.
All right, you ready?
Yeah?
All right. Imagine being swamped in full gear, firefighting turnouts, construction harness, and protective clothing on a scorching hot summer day. The heat isn't just uncomfortable, it's unbearable. It weighs you down, burns your focus, and risks your safety. For 1.3 million police officers, 1.2 million firefighters, 270,000 EMTs, with a total of 4.6 million first responders, this is a daily struggle. Conventional cooling methods just can't keep up. A traditional waist fan just aimlessly blows air to your body, and a cooling vest is just another heavy, bulky layer to put on. We've developed something new. We're introducing Pac-Man, personal air conditioning. Our system revolutionizes the waist fan first responders already use by turning it into a targeted core cooling device. Our innovation is a portable, waist-mounted fan with a vented medical-grade tube so you can get the cooling where you need. It's about maintaining a safe body temperature from the inside out. The Pac-Man is designed specifically for life in gear. It works continuously without ice, freezers, or any preparation, so you get hours of consistent cooling so you can stay sharp, safe, and productive throughout your entire shift. This is about working smarter, not harder. It's about giving you a tool to manage the heat so you can focus on the job that needs to be done. Pac-Man, personal air conditioning.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Ms. Ellis.
All right, I brought our middle school student council today, and before they get started, I just want to say a couple things about some academic team news, and then our middle school cheerleading team took third place at the Christmas competition. So last Friday, we hosted our seventh grade 10th, 8th grade academic team hosted a regional buzzer tournament, and we finished runner-up with that, so that gets us to the next level, which will be in January. And I think that Mr. Rose said that was Friday. This past Monday, our 5th grade academic team went to their Alpha Buzzer tournament. They did not place, but they did do better than they had in the previous contest. And then next Wednesday, our 6th grade academic team will travel to Sequoia to compete in their district buzzer tournament. I wanted to point out, I talked earlier in the year about Imagine Math, which is to do our benchmarks on it for math, and then we also it's a self-paced supplemental curriculum. It basically fills the gaps. They have to pass it themselves. They have to master each lesson, and they have to fill in the gap. By doing so, hopefully, they'll fill in the gaps of where they're missing. Miss Barnett, 6th grade math teacher, and Miss Bullard, our 7th grade math teacher, have kind of come up with a competition, and I just want to point that out for the 6th and 7th grade math kids. Between the two, close to 1,000 total lessons have been passed. 6th grade had 535, and 7th grade has 368. So that's pretty impressive. The ideal goal is for each to do 30. And we have several that have passed that, and I think our highest one is close to 51, is that correct? So, we're working on the math. I think the competition, if you throw in a little competition, maybe a little prize here and there, and kids like to eat it up. We're working on reading, trust me, we're working on reading. I don't know what that incentive might be. I may have to sleep up on top of the building for a night or two, I don't know what to do. But we're working on it, so. Ms. Barnett and Ms. Brown are our student council sponsors, and they're gonna tell you about the conference they went to in Poto. Hey, I just want to tell you, you guys are done, just take it out that way.
Hello, I'm Blake Flanagan, the student council president.
Hello, I am Jackson Myers, the student council vice president.
I'm Jackson Cipher, I'm the secretary. Hello, I'm Owen Petty, I'm 8th grade rep.
Hi, I'm Faith Sanders, 8th grade rep.
I'm Kenneth Fry, the 7th grade representative.
I'm Kay Steven, I'm 7th grade representative. On November 12th and 13th, we attended a middle school student council leadership conference in Poto, Oklahoma, and we would like to tell you how it went.
When we first got there, we were greeted by Poto Student Council. We learned the importance of making a good first impression and making everyone feel welcome. We started the conference off with icebreakers, which were just fun questions that encouraged us to interact with other kids from different schools. This was a fun way to get to meet other kids from other schools.
Then our very own president, Blake, got to be a part of the parade of schools. He tied ribbons that represented our school on the gavel on stage.
We were one out of 29 schools that got to be there.
We also got to break out into different groups to learn about a lot of different leadership qualities, such as how to socialize, build confidence, and work as a team.
In my group, we had to learn to work with people we have never met before to accomplish a goal. Teamwork and communication was a key factor.
That evening, we got to attend a dinner, and we got to watch other schools perform skits for the next year's elections.
Our goal is to run for an office over the next couple of years. We have already been using these things we have learned, like making our school more inviting. If we see someone sitting alone at lunch, we need to talk to them. It starts with us.
The cabins were very cozy and amazing, and we're very thankful that we got to go.
Thank you for allowing us to go enjoy this opportunity.
No more principal, Tracy?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, there you are.
I'm fine. I didn't bring a bunch of kids because I didn't want to share my time. So if you want to pass those around, I'm done. So anyway, all I'm going to talk about today is we've got a lot of stuff and a lot of changes going on at the elementary. And I just wanted to share some of the stuff that we're doing. A lot of changes going on right now, but wanted to talk about some of the stuff, and I've got so much to say that I brought you copies of it because I'm going to talk really fast and try not to drag it on. But some of the things that we're doing right now is, as leaders, we've changed from our formal sit-down teacher observations that we're now doing informal walkthroughs. And we are trying to be in every classroom at least once a week. It allows us to see what's going on, know what's going on. We stop in at least every classroom once a week and we leave just little notes, what we're seeing. We've noticed that not only do we feel like we know what's going on, but we also, it's helping with discipline because the kids see us in classrooms every week. So we see a lot less discipline and again, know what's going on in classrooms a lot. This year we have implemented the Youth Life Phonics program. What that is, it's a systematic, explicit phonics program that's designed to develop foundational reading skills. What we've noticed, it's helping to develop a common language that every grade level, so it's carrying on. They started in kindergarten, they're hearing the same thing in first grade, second grade, third grade. So what that's going to do is ensure that we're not seeing any gaps in our phonetic instruction. So I feel like in a couple of years that we're going to see a dramatic improvement in our reading. Phonemic awareness, we're doing that in grades pre-K through second. Teachers are using this, and both of these programs we're teaching to fidelity. This program focuses on repetition again and common language, and it's ensuring that students are getting an understanding of the phonemic process and what that relationship is between letters and sounds. So super proud of that. We have a HEROES representative from the State Department, and what that is the State Department has given us a literacy partner. She checks in with us at least once a week, and she provides us with PD, one-on-one. She does observations with teachers and then provides them with immediate consultation and feedback, and it's been extremely beneficial. She's also aligned to the State Department, so if something's coming and we need more information, she's able to get that quicker than we normally would get it from the State Department, so that's been very beneficial. Professional development, so the science of reading is something that the State Department's been pushing for a few years now, and as a district, we have adopted that idea at the elementary. Letters training and LitCom training is very extensive professional development, and the state offers very significant stipends for those. Letters is very intensive training, and we've had a couple of teachers that have bought in and started that. LitCom training is basically a kind of a condensed version of letters training, but super excited that we've had teachers jump on board and start that. So really, really excited about that. MTSS, I don't know if you've heard that. It's the multi-tiered systems of support. We messed with that a little bit, but not a lot. The State Department's gonna push that, and we're gonna be forced to implement that in the next few years. So in January, a few of us will go to training. High school and middle school, I believe, will be attending that as well. But we'll all be taking some extra bodies with us as well. Amira is our benchmark testing program, and in my mind, it's been a game changer for us. Not only does it do what we're required to do, but it's kind of got our kids excited about reading. And we're seeing kids read. So we're pretty excited about that. Our literacy night, we're having our first ever literacy night next Thursday night. If you've got time just to stop by and walk through, it's gonna be pretty exciting. It's gonna be we had to change it a little bit since basketball moved on us, but it's gonna be from 4:30 to 6:30. There will be at every grade levels providing a literacy activity. Every child that walks in the building will get a free book, even if it's a sibling that's not in school. Any child in the community that walks in will get a free book. Santa will be there. Dr. Holbrook is gonna be the Grinch for us. He's gonna dress as the Grinch. And anyway, the theme is Welcome to Whoville. And teachers have worked really hard. They all have a specific area to decorate. And I've done this in some other districts, and it's been really, really successful. And we have after hours activities that ESA does for us, but this is the first thing that our building will put on. So the teachers have really bought in and put a lot of work into it, so I'm super excited to see how this turns out. Like I said, we're having our Christmas program at 1 o'clock today, our second grade Christmas program. And we made a schedule this year and decided that fourth grade will do the veterans program every year, second grade will do the Christmas program, and there's gonna be a spring program for kindergarten. And that way, any student that attends elementary from start to finish will get to be in one of those programs every year. So try to make sure that we're building some consistency every year. We had our first annual elementary dance the other night, which some people say was super fun. I'm not sure that I thought managing a second through fourth grade dance was fun, but they seemed to think it was wonderful. That we had a great turnout, and you all saw the storybook pumpkins that we did and the third grade art projects that we brought up here. So anyway, we've got some great things going on. I've pushed a lot of change on these teachers in the last 2 years, and when I got here, I told them, I'm gonna ask you to do a lot of things, and a lot of things that I've asked are not necessarily what's easiest for the adults in the building, but everything I ask you to do, I promise, is what's best for kids. And change is hard for a lot of people, that I stand by. I know that these things are what's best for kids. So we're just pushing really hard to do great things at the elementary. And anyway, I'm really proud of my staff because they're working really, really hard. So I'm hoping to see great things continue to happen. So I told you I had a lot to say, so I'm sorry.
I just have one really quick statement. I just wanted to let you know that the State Department looks at our special education program every year. And our district data profile this year, they look at 16 indicators over our whole program, and we got a 1, which is our highest rating that we can get. So we were very excited to get a 1 this year. So I'll let you know.
Yeah, wow, this may be tough to follow. I'll try to be brief. From the athletic side of it, just real quick, Hayden Bell, Miss Ellis already mentioned that, so just like old times, she and I are going to have a discussion. Was the OSSA esports state champion in Madden football, and Kelly Moorhead was his advisor, coach, whatever, so he was down there with him, and between the two of them, you guys pulled it off, so you made us proud in that regard. Football, finished 9-3, made the second round of the playoffs, won a home playoff game for the first time in 41 years. So it was a good football year. Basketball's kicked off. Tournament week this week. The boys are in the championship game Saturday night versus Collinsville. Girls actually play today at 4 versus Stillwell. Wrestling 2 is underway, and Coach Powell, he had a couple of girls place second at the Chuck West girls tournament in Bristow, I believe. Yasmin Sonora and Kenzie Hopper both placed second in that tournament, so I'm going to be proud of those girls as well. That's it.
Agenda item number 7, citizens' comments.
I just wanted to reassure her that her programs are working for phonics and stuff, because my daughter Gracie in 2nd grade couldn't read at a 2nd grade level. She was reading at a kindergarten level in 2nd grade, and now she's reading at a 2nd grade level. She can sound her words out and actually spell them now without help and those type of things. So Mari and the phonics program is working 100%. Because I used to say, I wish she could do those things. I wish she could read like that, but she really is. So the programs are working. Thank you.
Agenda item number 8, discussion and vote to approve or disapprove the IAC collective bargaining agreement between Inola Board of Education and Pitt School District number 5 and the Inola classroom teachers for July 1, 25 through June 30, 26.
We met, there's no changes to it, and that we need to get this approved earlier in the school year, next year. When it's approved, we have IAC meetings. I have them usually in July, but we are also now starting at quarterly meetings. So I met with them after the first 9 weeks. I will meet with them in January. We're meeting quarterly instead of just once a year, but there's no changes. This is the one that you approve every year. It just has to be approved for this upcoming year.
Make a motion to approve agenda item 8.
Second.
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Wilhauer?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Kappas?
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook?
Yes.
Agenda item number 9, discussion vote to approve or disapprove gifted and talented policies and procedures manual.
Ditto, it's the exact same one you did last year, hasn't changed, and you'll have to every single year.
Make a motion to approve the gifted and talented policies and procedures manual.
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Wilhauer? Ms. Kelly Kappas?
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook?
Yes.
Agenda item number 10, discussion and vote to approve or disapprove Inola Public Schools revised child fine policy.
Was revised. Tracy, do you have anything that you want to?
There's some new legislation and language that came out regarding special education and our child fine policy, so I just wanted to have the latest version updated in our policy book.
Make a motion to approve the Inola Public Schools revised child fine policy.
Second. Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener?
Yes.
Mr. Richard Wilhauer?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Kappas?
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook?
Yes.
Agenda item number 11, discussion and vote to approve or disapprove the 26-27 school calendar.
Okay, some people want to know why we're doing it this early. I feel like we need to approve it at this point every year. There's been several schools that have approved it at this point throughout their year. I think it's ultra important this year because we are going to undergo a somewhat considerable change or shift in the calendar. Even though we met in the traditional seat sense, we met the number of hours required by the state. We didn't meet in traditional setting the number of days. We met the hours, not days. We accommodated that with virtual days. Well, now the state has eliminated the use of virtual days except for 2 that you had to predetermine and you had to send off for a waiver. We're not doing that. We're not we just decided if we're going to be here, we're going to be here in the traditional sense. Not to say that we would never use virtual days. A virtual day would truly be an emergency, snow, something comes up where we couldn't have school. But even at that point, we would have to have special stipulations that basically the same learning format is in place, except in a classroom seat, you would be in front of your laptop. And the teacher would be introducing a new concept, new curriculum. It would just be in a different setting. So that will kind of be a last ditch effort if that was to come up next school year. But this calendar has 0 virtual days or distance days built in. We had to come 159 school days, or 166 school days, and there's professional development and PT days built into that. But there are 159 days on this calendar, and every one of them are in the traditional sense. Because we increased that, our daily schedule, the proposal is to start at 8 o'clock like we currently do, and instead of getting out at 3:35, we would get out at 3 o'clock. And so this calendar would go back to what we did kind of when we were on to the true 5-day. First, at the middle school, high school, first and last hour are 55-minute classes. There's an additional 5 minutes for the flag salute, the moment of silence, the daily announcements in the morning and the afternoon. And then our classes, 2nd through 6th, are 50-minute schedules, or 50-minute classes. So that would be it. This particular calendar that you're looking at that was sent out, kind of what we call the front-loaded version. Each semester, we just start out with 5 days where we're in class on Mondays. And as soon as I say that, obviously there are exceptions. September 7th is Labor Day, so we will not be in session on that Monday. But other than that, we are in sessions and knocking those Mondays out in a 5-day sense. And then once we get to fall break, we go to 4-day, the traditional 4-day like we've just been doing. Come back in January, start back, beginning of each semester, we're going to Mondays, but January 18th is Martin Luther King Day, which almost every school is out for, and President's Day on February 15th. Those are both federal holidays that we're going to continue to observe. And so to make the Mondays, it goes into the end of March. And so basically, if the beginning of each semester, if it's not a federal holiday, we will be in session. That is one thing there. The one item on this calendar that got brought up to me last night is January 4th. According to this calendar, is a traditional day, start day 1 for the 2nd semester. Some people, the professional development team have asked that that be a professional development day just for the teachers and move that traditional day to May 13th. There's good and bad to both of those. I understand that, but so that would be the only exception. And the other thing before you decide, it would be, it's kind of our philosophy that if we lose a day to snow in the middle of the semester, we will strive to make that up at the very first available Monday, as opposed to just tacking it on at the end of the year. Be completely honest, my goal is to be out by May 14th. For several reasons, I get on my soapbox about that, but I feel like days at the end of May, you're fighting weather, state testing is already done, kids have decided summer started, and even though it hasn't, summer vacations, our attendance isn't good, and so I feel like we get more quality instruction and quality learning in the middle of the semesters rather than just tacking on days, just to tack on days for the number's sake. So if we go with an additional random Monday, it'll be because we missed a Thursday or something throughout the semester, and we'll send it out as soon as we come back. Just yesterday was a snow day, we will make it up on blah, blah, blah. So the calendar that I would ask is to make this calendar here, with the exception that January 4th be a professional development day, and May 13th become a school day. If you want to, or you can accept it as is, and that would be the starting on the 4th and ending on the 12th. And just another thing, graduation is set for 2027, and it will be May 14th. Miss Ellis already had to book that date a year and a half in advance for union, so graduation is May 14th. So either as is, or with the professional development, or whatever you guys decide. That would be our proposal.
I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Are there any
Makes
questions?
sense.
So I see the,
Make a motion, we approve the presented calendar as is, with the exception of adjusting the 2 days as the superintendent has requested.
Second,
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener,
yes.
Mr. Richard Wilhauer,
Yes.
Ms. Kelly Kappas,
Yes.
Dr. Jason Cook.
Yes.
Agenda item 12, vote to convene or not to convene into executive session.
Make a motion to not convene into executive session.
Second,
Voting is now open. Ms. Wendy Keener,
yes.
Mr. Richard Wilhauer, Ms. Kelly Kappas, Dr. Jason Cook.
Yes.
Agenda item 14, new business,
there is none.
so we are adjourned.